Who hates you the most at this moment?
I'm a bad person, Dan. I'm a bad person.
You are. Where are you trying to get banned from now? Twitter?
Ethical obligation, if you're an expert in the field, to not promote something that you might know is a scam.
I'm going to use a word here that's probably going to offend a lot of people, but effectively not like the trenders and such.
Yeah.
Why is that offensive? Bro, your position.
You can't answer that question. You can't answer it. 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 You can't answer it.
If you talk shit about me on Twitter again, I will dedicate my life to trying to ruin you. Who's most mad at you right now? Is it Muslims, no jumper people, trans people? Who hates you the most at this moment? Who's most likely to kill you, I guess?
I think everybody, most of these things are kind of transient. Like right now, I think everybody's like kind of meh. I don't think anybody's super mad right now.
Oh, it's Brittany. Brittany's most likely to kill you right now because that's the
but like
hotness.
even that, I'm pretty sure she'll move on and we'll all be whatever.
Huh.
Like I doubt she's going to be making like a ton of video content on this particular fight.
Yep. Dan, you trying to farm this whole situation right now?
Yeah, but there's not very many actively growing crops right now, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, they're just wee seedlings that need to be watered and cared for.
Look at I don't know who this is, guys. You're linking me some like 200 fucking follower Twitter dude that wants to talk to me about race. What do you want me to say? It's gonna be fucking boring. If you... Sure thing. DM me your Discord name.
How many Twitter followers does he have?
Like 600.
600? Hold on, let me make a tweet real quick.
And it's about race. Here's the whole conversation. Destiny, I think sometimes when you go on black people, it can come off as racist or mean. It's like, oh, well, I don't really think I'm being racist. Like, I'm critical of a lot of different people, and I'm critical of these communities. Like, well, don't you understand why they hurt? It's like, yeah, I understand people hurt for different reasons, but I still think they're a little bit unreasonable sometimes. It's like, okay, well, I wish you'd be a little bit, like, less harsh, because you got to understand that you come off, like, really poorly to some of these communities. Like, yeah, I'm okay with that. You know, I'm going to come off poorly to a lot of communities. It's like, okay, well, blah, blah. That's the whole conversation. There you go. We're going to do this. It's going to be like an hour fucking long.
I never thought you would so disrespectfully summarize our conversation.
Alright, kill yourself in a video game.
Especially like right to my face, like, bro.
True.
That's wild. You've gotten away with two crazy things so far. This, and then calling me a white friendly black dude.
Well, you kind of are.
Oh no, Dan!
Wait, are we not supposed to say that?
I'm molding at the moment.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, it's fine.
I would be just, I don't know how to apologize for Steven saying that comment, but he didn't mean it.
Why would you apologize for him? That's cringe.
Just because sometimes he doesn't really know what he's saying, and I feel like I represent him a little bit. So
you sound like a mom for a school shooter.
Jesus,
dude, imagine how fucking crazy that must be. Like if your kid is like a school shooter, what a fucking, because I assume that sometimes you just have no idea, right? Like, the kid's not going to show you that they're like going fucking crazy. Imagine he's waking up and it's like, oh yeah, little Billy shot 13 people and had a swastika and Hitler's name on the side. You're going like, what? My kid? I thought he just wants to play Forza.
I think most people.
I'm so sorry. Ban me. I should get banned.
What did you do? What did you say? Why?
Because I'm a bad person, Dan. I'm a bad person.
You are. Where are you trying to get banned from now? Twitter?
I don't know. Never mind.
I feel like.
I thought you said, it sounded like you just said Warzone.
Warzone? What the fuck is that?
Your kid wants to play Warzone.
Forza!
Oh, what's Forza?
It's like the racing game?
I don't know. I'm booming. That's why I should be banned, see?
What is Warzone?
I thought you were combining Fortnite and Warzone, and it came out as Warzone.
You know what? This is a rare one. You misknew. Yeah. You misunderstood. Oh, that's not as... Yeah. That's on you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, true.
Sorry, I just seen Destiny's Twitter because I thought there was something interesting there, and then I saw the Mr. Beard or whatever.
Oh god, what an absolute fucking cuck. That's
This
the
dude
king.
apologized right away.
I know, dude. All these lefty guys on Twitter are so fucking.
I regret tweeting about the Hassan and Mr. Beast thing. I totally understand all the nuances that you all are bringing up, and I touch on them in the YouTube video I'm posting soon. I should have just posted that video instead of tweeting because this is too complicated for Twitter.
Yeah.
Does everybody on Twitter have a blue check mark now? What the fuck is this?
Yeah, because you can fucking buy them, right?
You know what's funny?
Yeah, they're really easy to get now.
People who have a check mark, when I see it, I'm like, not good, not good. That's a $8 spender right there. The gold one though, that's when you know you're dealing with your bank. So
There's gold Twitter checks?
yeah, that's when you're the actual. I think it's for banks and. Well, sorry, why do you say banks? It's for companies. I think. I don't know. If maybe journalists
I was
have
going
it
to
too.
make a Jewish comment, but then
Yeah, I was gonna say. God damn it, Dan. What are you doing?
Yeah, Abba, this is, these comments right here, this is why the music industry was what it was, if you remember our first one, okay?
there you go.
my
There you go.
God.
Tell him, Dan.
Speak your truth.
Unbelievable.
Let them hang. That's what
I
happens.
mean, you walked into that one. Somebody
Jesus.
asked you, and you're like, the good ones are the gold check marks for the banks. I was like, okay, there.
Because I said my bank had, you know what? That's fine. That's fine.
It's okay,
fine.
The
dude.
more you talk, the more Jewy you sound. So you
Stop!
keep going.
Oh my God! Somebody's dying, dude. Which one of the three of us is dying first? That's the real question.
You 100% you,
Yeah,
okay?
think
For
so?
sure. And I'll be like, God, I think it's really big. If you get killed, it is so big for
Well, it's
for
going to
me
depend on who
and
kills
for
me.
Abba.
Oh.
No, it doesn't matter. Once you're dead, I feel like the audience of DGG is going to naturally propagate. It's going to be looking for a home. That's huge for us, top of the food chain orbiters, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost wonder if that could happen soon. That would be great. How many options did you buy last time? I actually have the thing somewhere. Hold on. Hold up. God, that was so smart. Let's see. What did I do? I bought $50 calls, and my average price was 18 cents. And I bought $40 calls. My average price was 48 cents. And I bought $3,000 or 2,000 something worth of them.
Wow.
Yeah. But I'm scared to do it now. I don't know what a leap is. So that's something. You do any stock stuff there, Abba?
Sorry, no. I'm not smart with money.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
No. But you sure were ready to talk about guns earlier?
Was that a joke at me or Dan? I don't know.
Yeah, that was at you, I imagine, because of the whole crime thing. He's being very edgy. I don't know why. He feels he can
Sorry,
get away
he
with
did it
right
to
now.
you. I had to strike back, Dan. I can't let him take you out on your own. You're not standing up for yourself, Dan.
Well, that seems to be a habit lately.
Yeah.
I'm just a fucking doormat.
I got you, Dan. Don't worry.
Is saying Jewy an inappropriate thing?
Yeah, it was inappropriate.
Dude, remember fucking George Santos? He said that he was Jewish, and then later he's like, I'm not Jewish, I'm Jew-ish. What a motherfucker. I couldn't believe that shit.
I'm not gonna lie.
No.
That's a kind of a bar.
Stolen valor.
So I'm probably going front.
I mean, I guess. You know what? I was surprised. I think I already said this before. Back when the Republicans were trying to nominate McCarthy or not, and it was such a perfect opportunity for fucking Democrats to troll and make a farce and build up some fucking support. If I was a Democrat there, I would have stood up and I would have been like, I think it's time as Democrats, we need to break and we need to help the Republicans nominate probably one of the most honorable people that really stand up for anything, and then just nominate fucking Santos at the end of it. You do that shit, you're gonna build up fucking massive cred with your fucking audience. But instead, they just cucked out and kept nominating fucking Hakeem Jeffries over and over and over again. It was such a fucking opportunity to Giga Chad all over them, but instead they did fucking nothing. What a bunch of morons. I hate Democrats. They're so stupid.
Damn.
No strategy at all. So out of touch. They don't know anything. Just, God, it pisses me off.
Wow. Dan dropping heavy truth bombs today.
All right, I think I am having some weird audio issues, but I'm
hi,
going
what's up?
to reconnect. So I got to reset Discord and see what's going on here. But I'll come back. I want to try and start up the conversation with you that I was talking to you about in DMs regarding the gender dysphoria isn't real thing.
Oh, joy.
If you're interested. You were
Is it, can we like
mentioning before
shortcut
that
the whole, is the whole conversation just going to be you saying that like maybe gender dysphoria is real, but we should get rid of it as a classification of diagnosis so that people can't be kept from getting trans treatment?
No, that is not my position.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, sure.
But it's something I wanted to sort of explore with you. But yeah, so you were mentioning earlier you don't have enough hate from anybody. Nobody's wanting to kill you. I figured this would be a perfect way to get the trans community to go after you again. So
Nice.
we'll have
Okay.
a conversation
Sounds good.
about it.
Thank you so
let me
much.
get my audio situation squared away here.
Okay.
We'll be back.
Awkward.
What's awkward?
I don't. It's just like complete fucking shift of conversation and everything else. All right. Well, I guess.
Weren't you the one earlier saying like, well, do we have anything else left to talk about,
Stop
guys?
with me. Not just because you know, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. What?
That's what you were
did I
saying
do
earlier. You were like, we don't have anything else to talk about, guys, and now Zonia's coming with a topic.
We were doing fine. You know, it's fine though.
Why is Trainwrecks here just...
I don't fucking know. Trainwrecks is like he's kind of like a fairy. He just kind of like, not like in a gay way, but like he kind of like floats through reality and you never really know what he's up to.
Is he here to be like...
I mean, actually a little bit in a gay way too, because he talks a lot about sucking dick and shit.
He might be here to help you with your whole... He's server muted. Why y'all server mute Zherka?
I don't know. Hold on, Zherka.
There you go. Enjoy. John Zherka, you're here just for a conversation. You are 100%
I will unmute when I will.
Go ahead, Trey.
I'll unmute when the cleaning of my house is finished.
Oh, okay.
It's just gonna be loud for you guys.
We don't mind the loudness. We like hearing clinging and clanging in the background.
Well, I think Destiny can speak for himself. He's the one streaming, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're good. Whatever you
So
want to
I'm sure he doesn't want to hear the vacuum just.
do. No, that's what my wife's for in the background to make all this fucking
Oh yeah,
noise.
she's blowing that cock with. Oh, you meant the noise. My bad.
Jesus Christ.
My fault. I thought you meant like a vacuum sucks. My bad. All right, be right back.
We got 40 minutes.
Until what? What's happening in 40 minutes?
We got practice.
For what?
We're gonna go hula hoop it.
You remember how Steven was saying that you're like this black guy that like he would bring home to his parents?
What? Nope.
Yeah, he did say that. He just messaged me in comments and saying it's shit like this. So, I don't know. Just in case you were wondering if he's your real friend or not. That's what he was thinking.
Appreciate that.
No, I got you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So, why do I keep defaulting to this For You tab on Twitter? And why is it such interesting things?
Get me the fuck. Get me out of this. Please.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
SEC charges crypto entrepreneur Justin Sun for fraud and other security law violation. This is the guy that runs Tron, if I remember correctly, TRX. And that was one of the, I think it's a top 10 crypto. That's kind of a big deal. Not good for any of you stakeholders out there. Time to dump it. Quick, before this hits the news. Just came out 17 minutes ago. It's only going to go down fast. You got to move, okay? And then, what else?
Do you think crypto is like in a bad spot right now?
Dude, I'll tell you, I think... You know the problem with crypto is it's so... I mean, you already know. It's so hype-driven, right? And it's like, I feel like I'm all hyped out. Like, I just don't give a shit over Bitcoin now. Like, I get it, but like, when am I ever going to use Bitcoin practically for any transaction in my life when it's like $600,000 to send $15 and it's going to take 20 minutes for the confirmation to happen or something? Like, I don't know, it might be a little bit outdated, but still, it's just like... Yeah, I don't know. It's entire. I wish everyone would just admit what it is. It's like a fucking roulette wheel. That's the purpose of Bitcoin, is like gambling. It is gambling. It is gambling. I don't care. Yeah.
True.
I know it's true. Dan is so mad that the crypto bros got rich. I am, but I'm one of them too. I made money. I'm completely out of it now, 100%. But it is obnoxious because every fucking cunt who like bought in early to fucking Dogecoin or whatever the fuck it is thinks that they're going to be giving TED Talks. Like, I give a shit what you have. Like,
that's the most annoying thing is all the fucking quote unquote finance people now that are finance people because they bought some shit coin and they got lucky of it. Or more realistically, they scammed their audience and they got rich of it. And now they all think that they're like master fucking financiers, like ready to like train us all into getting rich and shit. Or anybody that trades crypto that calls themselves like business owners. What is your business? You buy and sell fucking crypto. You don't have a business. Fuck off.
That's sort of an influencer thing in general, though, right? Like everybody poses themselves as being the expert and successful person in the thing that they did, and it becomes sort of a shtick for them. So it goes even beyond the crypto bros and stuff.
I think a bunch of YouTubers actually recently got sued for their association with FTX.
FTX. So I don't think that's.
I don't think it's going to be successful.
No.
I did see that recently. Stephen Graham and a bunch of other finance YouTubers who were taking money from FTX are in the lawsuit.
Good. Fuck them.
Fuck them?
Yeah.
Why?
Because fuck them. They probably shouldn't get sued though, but still fuck them.
No, they definitely should not get sued. But like, what if a company hires you to do a commercial, you're liable for it now? No fucking shot. I don't care what it is. If you want to hire me for fucking Guillotine Industries, like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not my company.
So here I think is where the lawsuit comes from. As I understand it, they're alleging that these guys didn't do their due diligence as they've posed themselves, or they presented themselves as expert in the field. They didn't do their due diligence to know. And so I think what they're essentially saying is that there's
aren't they just actors?
An ethical obligation if you're an expert in the field to not promote something that you might know is a scam.
Since when does a actor have to do that, bro? You're gonna hire me to be John Wick? Like, hold up. Let me see.
They don't position themselves as actors. They position themselves, as I understand it, as experts in the field. That's not the same thing.
Yeah, if they're telling their audience, they're like, hey, I've invested in this, this is going to blow up, this is going to be amazing, then that's a little different than being an actor. Like if you're just reading, right, if you're reading a script or something, or you just doing a basic promotion, not as big a deal. But once you stake yourself on it and say, I'm invested in it, this is something I am doing, you should too, or giving some kind of advice like that, then it becomes something where you might be able to actually sue them.
Yeah. I think if you position yourself as like some kind of fitness expert or even like medical expert, I don't know if these people have licenses, though. I do think in order to actually, I might not know what I'm talking about. But as I understand it, essentially because they are experts in the field, I would consider them the same as an actor. Do you, Dan? Do you think that's the same thing?
I fail to see the distinction, even if they are experts. So, Abba, let's say that you're an expert at fucking YouTube. And I see you on a commercial for Wix, and you're like, "Hey, listen, I've been doing YouTube for a fuck ton of time."
What's Wix?
It's like a website builder thing. It doesn't matter. Okay. But like, if you came on and did a commercial for them, I was like, "Hey, I'm Abba. I've been on YouTube for 10 years. I'm a fucking expert. Let me tell you, this shit is fucking premium. This is some fucking sick ass shit, and I got paid to do this." Like, why would you be punished? Like, that's still true. You could be wrong that you're an expert. So we have
the punishment is that like the punishment is that I think it becomes securities.
Your credibility should be
no. It could become securities fraud. I think when you're recommending like the buying and selling of stocks or like investment opportunities, I think that becomes like a slightly different thing. I think that's why the SEC is interested in this.
Were they a public company?
I don't think it matters. But I think there's like a special thing that comes in when you're saying like, oh, like you should invest in this or buy in this or whatever, that if that ends up being like a scammy proposition, you're making money from it, I think there's like slightly different regulatory like things that come into play there.
It's challenging, right? Because I understand where you're going. You're saying that it should be regulated by either FTC or SEC because they're soliciting people to spend money, but they're not soliciting people to invest in a company. They're soliciting people to buy a product, essentially. So is that different if someone says, I fucking love Walmart, and they're actually, like, they have one share of Walmart?
Or if they tell you to buy Walmart stock, I think it might be a little bit different.
Why is that different? You're not buying FTX stock. You're not
I don't know what the opportunities were, how that structure was. I thought that was just my understanding of why is a little bit different. I thought from the CoffeeZilla video watch, but I could be wrong. I don't know. That's just what I remember from it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just trying to think about it. So FTX was not a public company. They were not soliciting people to invest with their commercials. They were soliciting. Oh, I could see where they could try to sneak that around by saying like you're investing in Bitcoin, but you're not investing with FTX in that. I guess that's like what gives them the cause to try and do it. I think it's a weak case if that's the case. But
Yeah, that's a really
FTX
scary
is fucked.
precedent. Like, because it's not like you're an employee of the company. If you just do like sponsored deals, are you going to be held like criminally liable or something if like the sponsor you take a deal? That might be an undue burden, I think.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's fucking crazy. You know, something completely a slight change, but you know what's the fucking dude's name? Does a Trump impression? SNL guy,
The shooter.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to me. That discourse was great. I want to go back to that. That's some fucking crazy shit.
No, it
like
wasn't.
all the fucking gun losers in chat. Like he should clear the gun every time, dude. He's not fucking in a movie.
No, the problem with that discourse was nobody. It's kind of like all the conservatives now that hate that Everything Everywhere All at Once movie. It's just because there's like gay people in it. Like that's it. And with the discourse around
people in that movie, or they just hated Alec Baldwin.
No. They hate Alec Baldwin because he made fun of Trump. Every conservative that's out here screeching for like, oh, he needs to be charged and blah, 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 blah. It's just because he did the Trump impressions. Literally, it starts and stops right there. That's it.
Yeah. I feel I can't believe that they actually brought charges against him. Unless there's some huge bombshell that, like, I don't know how you can ever do that. Because it doesn't matter if I fucking said, hey, Steve, fucking see you later, motherfucker, and then pointed the gun at your head and do it. That would have been fine because I would have said I never had the expectation that there's fucking a bullet in this gun. Holy shit, right? So he's like saying, oh, I didn't pull the trigger, it went by accident. I don't give a fuck. Say you did it on purpose. Say you were trying to fucking joke around and fucking kill the guy. You had every expectation that this was a prop gun because you would never use a real gun on the set. Like, it's so stupid and ridiculous to do the whole thing. And people going on and off about the idea, like, listen, you need to always follow the rules of gun safety. Okay, then you would never make a movie ever. Like
Yeah, of
any
course.
scene
Yeah,
where you
I know,
point a gun at a person, like you can't do that because you never point to something that you don't want to destroy. So you're just wrong. So yeah, but I can't believe they brought charges. That is fucking mental to me. So it has to be something insane.
I don't think they brought charges. I think this is a lawsuit.
No, they brought
criminal.
charges.
It was criminal. Yeah.
It was criminal charges? I didn't even realize that. Is that still playing out, I assume?
I think so. Yeah.
I haven't looked into it in a while. So, if you're up to it, the gender dysphoria is not real topic. So, I watched your little clip where it was brought up, and you did a little brief commentary on it, talking about the issue of that you feel like it's playing into conservative narratives and TERF narratives, right? I forget exactly what you said.
Yeah, that feels like there's a lot of trans people online today that basically like trans like is like an aesthetic, basically.
Yeah, I don't really disagree with that. But one thing I felt was really interesting about what you said was that there should be better representation for trans people that are not doing those kinds of things and not saying those kinds of things. And I'm going to use a word here that's probably going to offend a lot of people, but effectively not like the trenders and such.
Yeah.
So I agree with that.
Why is that offensive?
People get really offended when you
Trender, because you're accusing people of being fake trans.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the problem that I run into, like for myself, and this is what I know with like a lot of other trans people, is that oftentimes we're just kind of wanting to do our things that we do, and we just don't even want to talk about trans issues because our being trans isn't like our big claim to fame. We just happen to be trans, but we just kind of live our lives. And so like I run into a problem where I often feel like I kind of need to do some trans commentary because there just isn't really good representation putting out solid information and talking about these subjects, but I generally don't want to talk about it. And
wait, I have a trans question.
Sure.
You know the Ben Shapiro talking point of like a 40% suicide rate? Is that true?
It is not. It's a combination of factors, but it's focused on suicide attempts, and it's become sort of a meme.
What's the percentage?
I don't know what the current stats are on that. I don't really keep up with it.
Because if it was a let's say it was 40% suicide rate, what would your
much lower?
But let's say, for just the sake of the argument, if it was 40% suicide rate, what would your opinion be of the community then?
I mean, it certainly wouldn't look very good, would it?
No, but would you use words like, oh, it's a death cult, oh, this is mental illness? Would you use that, or you'd still say, nah, fuck that?
Who, me? No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a death cult. I would say we need to figure out what the heck is going on here. But that's another topic we could talk about as well. But I don't try to focus on arguing from the perspective of, oh, trans people are going to kill themselves, because I think that's a really weak argument and doesn't really work well, especially with certain kinds of people that you want to move over on the issues, particularly conservatives, because a lot of conservative mentality is about being self-reliant, taking personal responsibility and such. So those kinds of arguments don't really tend to win people over.
I never remember, I just don't remember the trans community being so sensitive. When I was working for Blueprint, we'd run a club event, there would be trans event. So I'd be at the door making sure everyone's safe, make sure no one's fighting, blah, 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 just security at the door. And man, I was saying like, you sinners, you're all going to hell. And they'd be laughing. But then after COVID, the trans community, they got so aggressive, bro. They go on Twitter canceling people and shit.
Well, I feel like the online trans community is a very different culture entirely, because overall, most of the trans people that I know IRL tend to be sort of a tougher stock.
That's so true. It's always the online people.
Yeah. It's a very, very different culture online. And that kind of plays into sort of the talk about trenders. Like, how many of those people really do actually go out and experience life as a trans person? And are they, because you do tend to become a tougher person and just kind of deal with what the world throws at you as you brave the real world.
What about people who say, oh, trans people, their biggest problem, why someone would self-harm or commit suicide, their biggest problem would be bullying. And I don't know how much I believe that in the West. I don't think the word is bullying. I think, not feeling accepted, ostracized, I could believe that. But straight on bullying, like people go up to trans people at Walmart and bully them, you don't really see that.
Not generally. That tends to be rare, but where you do deal with it is usually in your teens. If you're a boy who tends to express much more effeminately, you get bullied a lot.
But transitioning as a teenager, that's way, way too soon, right?
A lot of kids will be expressing femininely. Like I had issues with that. I ended up actually going in the direction of kind of allowing the bullying to push me in a more masculine direction, and didn't actually come out until adulthood. But I also grew up in a time where things were like, I never even heard of transition until I was in my 20s. So I grew up in the 80s. It's a little bit of a different time. These days, I think there's a little bit more willingness to allow people and kids to sort of express themselves the way that they want, and because of that, they'll end up dealing with a lot more bullying, right?
Yeah. Wait. What are we?
When you think of how dumb a teenager is, imagine playing with your hormones as a teenager. You're already going through puberty and shit. Like, that sounds like the worst idea on earth. I can't think of a worse idea than doing something that life-changing as a teenager. That's gonna be the most fucking retarded shit I've ever heard.
It's something that we're still trying to figure out and understand, like what the limits are in terms of being able to go through puberty blockers and earlier transitions and such. Seems like there's a lot up in the air right now, where some countries are very much going forward with it quite aggressively. Others have rolled that back, like Sweden, for instance, have rolled that back because they're sitting there and going, well, I think we need to explore this more and better understand it, because it seems like this isn't giving us the solutions that we were hoping for, and the risks are high, so we need more information. Yeah. The USA is still doing the gender affirm, like the affirm first kind of approach, but that may change things.
I've always gotten along with trans people. It's lesbians I can't stand. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Do you get along with trans people? I don't even know.
I haven't had a problem, but I have a feeling I'll one day be canceled. It's been like 4 years so far, no problems. Oh, one time in my first week, I think it was 2018, I said the word tranny, and then everyone on the Rod show was like, "That's an illegal word," and I'm like, "What?" So I didn't know back then. Like, you guys updated the DLC. You can't say the tranny, right?
You know that actually was originally our word. It originated in the LGBTQ community, but
No,
it kind of got.
It is an ugly word. Tranny sounds like it's like slander, you know?
It does sound a little slanderous, yeah. I don't
Trans is
think
better,
it's
yeah.
like I don't think for me personally, I don't find it to be very offensive at all. Just because I grew up with it, you know, kind of well, not really grew up, but in my early days in the LGBTQ community, before it was known as a slur, it was pretty commonly used. So nowadays, it's considered to be a slur, but I don't care. I say tranny anyway. Fuck them all.
Don't say that. Don't. And Transformer is rude, right? Optimus Prime.
Transformer is definitely going to be on the rude side. And then, of course, there is the more recent slur, the TROON slur. I don't know if is that one okay to say on YouTube?
I've never heard of that. What
You're
is
saying
that?
tranny, you're probably okay to say troon. I don't know. I've never seen that outside of like fucking 4chan. Okay, Zonia, what's your point? What are you getting to?
Oh wait, what are your thoughts on the Harry Potter bitch, the attractive old lady? I forget her name.
J.K. Rowling, not really a
Yeah.
fan of the way that she views us, but I'm not going to hold that against like the franchise. I think like the game was really cool. That Hogwarts Legacy, I really enjoyed that.
No, Harry Potter sucks, but am I crazy that she's kind of hot for her age? Am I crazy?
I don't know. We'll ask the room to judge that one.
I keep saying this everywhere I go, and 99.9% of people disagree. Like, everyone in every room I walk into says she's not hot. Am I crazy? She's okay.
I'm the wrong person to ask. I'll let others answer.
Destiny, would you fuck JK?
Yeah.
Canceled. This is your worst trans take ever.
Listen, I just want our money.
You know that if the trans community really wants to go after J.K. Rowling, go look at her hand tattoo, Solve Coagula. That's fucking Baphomet Satanist tattoo.
All right, so the trans representation thing. So I thought I would talk to you about the issues that we run into. It's like, because those of us who tend to be just kind of, okay, let's just say the normie trans, right? We're just kind of living our lives. And so our being trans isn't like the core of our identity. It isn't that important. And I see it, that's like, seems to be a big difference. And it seems like a lot of the people who are speaking on trans issues, it seems to be a major factor. Like that's a big part of their identity. And I think a really good example of that is like ContraPoints. She's covering stuff that's across the spectrum of different topics, sometimes touching on trans and gender issues, but those are pretty infrequent. And that tends to be how it seems to be pretty common for a lot of us, because it's not a major, like, it's not a thing that we're constantly spending all of our time thinking about and wanting to talk about. We have all sorts of other interests. So that seems to be sort of like somebody has to sort of come into the space with a drive and agenda and desire to talk specifically about trans issues to be sort of a trans representative. And so those are the ones who end up becoming noticed and becoming sort of thought leaders in terms of gender identity and gender discourse.
Okay.
So I guess the question is, how do we inspire maybe a different sort of culture of representatives, or inspire people to speak on these issues more?
Oh, I have no idea.
I don't know either. That's where I'm kind of struggling, because I find myself the more that I cover these issues, the more I don't want to cover them. I just get exhausted from it. I'm like, why am I talking about trans issues all the time? Just because I happen to be trans, it's not the thing I want to talk about, but that's what I feel like I'm sort of pushed in the direction of having to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
That was where I sort of wanted to pick your brain, see if you had ideas on that kind of thing.
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, I don't mind like trans people talking about
flat Earth.
Yes.
People just
You're talking it over him.
I don't mind like people. I don't mind people talking about like trans issues. It's just as long as their takes aren't like insanely fucking radical, right? Like it can even be like a part of like you talk about a lot of trans issues and you're trans. It's just the takes are like really stupid now. That's just my issue, I guess.
The takes have gotten into this outlandish kind of realm where it's like this does not apply in any way, shape, or form to the society that we have, And like, I don't know how people are going to somehow shoehorn this in. It's like everybody's speaking from this perspective of, well, we're going to somehow teleport society into like, you know, the next generation, Star Trek, the next generation, you know, and suddenly everybody's just going to accept this weird, out of the box, unbounded, like thing, nebulous thing that is gender. And it just doesn't translate well. Like, most people are not going to understand it. It seems like it translates well to a very select few people in online discourse spaces who are sort of bought into this more far left extreme narrative. So I guess the question would be, so we know that like conservatives are going to weaponize that, and they're going to use it for their narratives, and they're going to say this is the kind of shit that they're teaching our kids. But it's also not very compatible with modern society, and it really doesn't go much farther beyond the internet. We have a few examples of people trying to bring this into classrooms or bring this into like some real world kind of scenario, but overall it's not very compatible. So I guess the question is it even something we have to worry about and start pushing back on? Or is it something that we can just allow to sort of be this crazy little thing on the internet?
I guess the issue is it feels like it's driving or leading a lot of the conversations online.
It is. And it is being leveraged by groups like, or places like Libs of TikTok, and that does eventually make it to the mainstream. It gets propped up by certain people who have a very wide-ranging audience.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess how do we kind of move on this? Like, I try to speak on these issues. I get a lot of backlash for it. We probably need a few more people to speak on these issues and push back on it. I'm never going to be, or I don't know, but I'm certainly not going to be anywhere near as popular as like Philosophy Tube anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, all you can do is just like fight against it when you see it online, right? It's really all we can ever do.
Just keep the discourse going, keep putting out content, and hope for the best.
Basically, yeah. Unironically, yeah.
I'll tell you, if it isn't the gender dysphoria that's going to kill me, it's going to be talking about trans issues that's going to kill me, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it probably gets pretty tiring, I can imagine. And it seems like that's where the whole national discourse is, thanks to conservatives right now. So
yeah, it's very frustrating. In a way, even though I get it, we really did need to sort of move the social needle forward toward progress. But honestly, before everybody was talking about trans issues, it was a lot easier to like use the bathroom, right?
Sure.
Oh well. Yeah, I don't really know exactly what the approach is. I'm just doing what I can, but
I mean, it's an identity thing. Like, I don't always like talking about flat Earth, but everyone like, hey, Zherka, aren't you a flat Earther? You should like, where's the edge? Like, every call I join, it is frustrating. Like, that's like Steven and the N-word.
People want to challenge people on their controversial takes.
Have you been streaming, Zherka? What the fuck have you been up to?
I'll text you good news after, but I've been chilling. I've been streaming on other people's stuff, and I fly back home in 2 days. So I'm just going to grab my PC and come back. Then I'll see you on Kick. Are you on Kick now?
Just Friday, Saturday, Sunday, yeah.
So you're rich now. Oh.
Yeah, super rich.
You're flying, huh? Have you found that edge of the Earth yet?
Well, the edge would be the highest shoreline on Earth, which is Antarctica. You should Google that.
Oh, okay.
And that's a militarized zone by 50 plus ruling nations. The longest treaty ever held, the Antarctic Treaty.
Yeah, don't mess with those emperor penguins, I'll tell you.
I mean, I think the edge question should really be the only answer would be to answer that with another question. You say that you guys will say, where's the edge of Earth? I'll say, where's the edge of space? And then you guys will be stuck. You'll be frozen, right? Exactly.
I mean, not really, but okay.
Really? Where's the edge of space, Steve?
There isn't an edge of space. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because infinity is expanding, right?
Expanding and eventually contracting.
Wait, can I get that soundbite? Infinity is expanding, right, Steve?
I mean, there are different types of infinity, but I don't even know if you're aware of it. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
Well, yeah, people definitely want to challenge you on your controversial takes, right? So inevitably, if you're going to have a take that's going to be unpopular, people are going to want to challenge you on it constantly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I hate is it. If it's so obvious, it's a globe to you globalists. Why?
I think they call us globe heads.
Globetards, whatever, but if it's so obvious, like it's so obvious it's a ball, it's just so obvious, Zherka, then why do you guys have so much trouble debating it? If I said the Earth was a cube, you guys would destroy me in the debate. You guys could debunk me in 4 seconds with, you could pull up Michelson-Morley experiment, Einstein, you could pull up any scientific experiment and win the debate. But if I say it's a motionless plane, now all the science is on my side and you guys are frozen, and it's like, I don't get why people think I'm trolling about this. Look at a fucking compass. It only points to magnetic north. Every which way 180 degrees north away from north would be south.
Well, we know north is shifting constantly, by the way.
Right, but remember, you guys have to say the poles are changing to make sense of it. You guys have to add fake shit to make sense of it.
How do you account for things like gravity again in your world, or do you believe in gravity? I forgot.
Oh, is gravity the 99% dark matter that we don't know what 99% of our own mathematical model is?
No, gravity's the thing that keeps you stuck to the Earth, John.
Yeah, okay. Well, how did they explain how things rise and fall before gravity, Steve?
With other theories that were less accurate than gravity?
Really? Tell me, what were they? You're so smart, tell me.
I don't know, you tell me, John.
Do you genuinely not know?
Nope, tell me. Are you gonna say buoyancy and density or whatever?
If an object is more dense than the medium surrounding it, it'll drop.
What causes it to drop? John, what causes it to drop?
It's more dense than the medium surrounding it. Like,
but
here,
if it's
let me
more
ask you
dense,
the
what
same
causes it to
question.
drop? No. Tell me. Answer this. What causes it to drop, John?
Well, it's not gravity.
Well, what is it?
It's more dense than they're around it. Let me ask you.
What is it being more dense? How does that cause it to drop?
Steven, I'm answering you by your logical...
No. Don't buy your... Tell me. What causes a more dense object to fall versus a less dense object? Tell me.
What do you mean? Why a water bottle falls from the air? Because it's less dense than the air surrounding it. Do you really believe...
Don't ask me a question. Answer that question. Why would something
once
more dense...
I ask the question, I can fill up your whole brain when I ask the question. You don't even have to answer it. I'm not trapping you. Don't be afraid.
Because
I'm not trapping you.
The answer is gravity, right? That's what you're...
Yeah, the mathematical model, right? That you have to leave low Earth orbit for it to even make sense, right? It's got to be planetary scale.
No, not at all. But
really, can you observe gravity on a smaller level than a planet size?
Yeah, it's called everything in the fucking universe has a matter attraction to everything else. Yeah.
Sure. Okay, so where do you see water sticking to a ball in nature?
First of all, water will stick to things because water, there's a hydro property or whatever for water doing it, but that's not related to gravity. But are you...
Whoa, pause. You said water would stick...
Oh, fuck. Why am I getting fucking dragged into this?
No.
You can observe gravity attractions to literally anything in anywhere.
Even you're trying to say water can congeal to a ball in Earth.
I'm not saying water is congealing to a ball in Earth. It doesn't have an individual fucking thing of water doesn't have the gravitational force to overcome the gravity of the planet Earth. But if you put two fucking water droplets in space, they'll attract to one another, of course.
Exactly. But you had to leave Earth. You just said in space again, in your fake space. Listen, Steven, does water...
Zherka, if we're in a concert, can I hear you talking to me?
If we're in a concert...
If it's loud enough, can I hear you talking to me? If you're in a club, can I hear somebody talking to me that's in front of me?
Yeah.
No, you can't. You're a fucking retard. Are you
Wait,
fake bouncer?
You're not gonna
Have you never been in a fucking club before?
I worked in clubs. You're telling me
if you're in a club with really fucking loud music and somebody's talking in front of you, can you hear them talking to you?
I'm not saying you can hear it well, Steve.
No, you can't hear them at all. Depending on how loud the fucking music is, you can't hear shit. But they're still talking.
I thought you were trying to say like a bit of sound, like I can feel a bit of vibrations coming out your mouth.
You can't feel that either. Of course not. It's drowned out by the music around you.
Hold on, you can't hear muffled noises from someone talking to you at a club.
Not if the music is loud enough. Of course not.
Don't derail, Steven. Does water always seek its level? It cannot stick to a ball if it always
Why does water seek its level?
It cannot stick to a ball if it always seeks its level.
Why does water seek its level, Zherka?
Oh, here we go. Because of gravity, right?
There you go. Good job, dude. Oh, I'm glad you can admit
Okay,
it. There
all
you
right,
go.
all right. Then is helium a magical element? That the only thing that can rise is the only thing that beats gravity is a fucking helium balloon? Are you fucking joking me?
Helium doesn't rise against gravity. It's
Wait, a helium balloon is defying gravity.
No,
by
it's
your
not.
Explanation.
No,
Are you
the
gonna
things
drop-
around it are more dense. So of course it rises because other stuff is sinking.
Exactly! Buoyancy! You don't need gravity to explain why things rise and fall. That's my whole point, you fucking retard.
Why are things buoyant, Zherka? Where does buoyancy come? Why would something being more dense or less dense cause something to rise or fall?
Bro, your position.
You can't
is
answer that
helium
question.
is-
You can't answer it. You can't answer it. You
Your
can't answer
pos-
it. You can't answer it.
Steven,
You can't
your
answer it. You can't
pos-
answer it. You
Steven,
can't
your
answer it. You can't answer
Right,
it.
I
You
can't
can't answer
answer
it.
it. Fine.
Okay, then we're done. Then you
Okay.
lose. We lose. And so you can tell me why things that are more or less dense rise or fall. You lose the entire argument. The answer is
Helium has,
gravity.
Oh, look, John,
What?
I'd just like to point out, you
Steven,
complained
hold on.
about people constantly asking
Steven,
about flat Earth. You
look.
brought it up, and then you got challenged on it because it's a controversial take.
I don't think it's controversial.
You're cutting out, by the way.
Knows
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I think the gravity that can't be
Controversial.
explained is destroying his phone.
this, right?
No one has any idea
How-
what you just said. Your shit just cut out like 15 times.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's not controversial for Zherka to say Mars rover, pictures of Jupiter.
Oh, pivoting,
We all-
pivoting. You got I don't care until you answer my buoyancy density question. I don't care until you can answer that. Everything else says
Stephen,
garbage. Don't care.
Don't
care.
You conceded the whole debate when you said, "Oh, before gravity, they actually explained it with density and buoyancy." You fucking retard.
Yeah, and before sound waves, they explained sound, and before medicine, we had the four humors. What do you want me to say? Of course, we've had more primitive explanations. Things we've gotten a better understanding of in the future. No shit.
Okay, well, you know what? The difference is the books that I read, and here we go, make fun of the Freemasonic literature shit. When you read Morals and Dogma, the people who run the Federal Reserve and Treasury who have zillions of dollars, they're flat earthers, Steve.
Okay.
Only you
Okay,
fucking...
let me know when then tell me when you've got the buoyancy and everything.
Okay,
Yeah,
hold
let
on.
me know when you answer that.
If I quote you pages
Nope. Nope.
from ruling class members
Nope.
that admit they're geocentrists,
Nope.
flat earthers,
Nope.
it wouldn't be enough for you.
Nope.
Well, what would be enough?
When you can
If
tell
the
me
Pope-
why things that are more dense or less dense rise and fall. That'll be enough for me.
Steve, if the Pope came out and said,
Nope.
in the Vatican archives, we have
Nope.
a bunch of...
Nope.
What about Hitler taking
Nope.
that photo in front of an azimuthal, equidistant, flat, geocentric, flat
Nope.
Earth map?
Nope.
You're telling me
Nope.
Hitler in front of... Google that photo,
No,
Steve.
I'm good. I'm good.
put
Tell
Hitler
me
on
when
your-
you can tell me why things that are more or less dense rise or fall, and then I'll believe
Hitler's
it.
going to join the call, Steve. I mean, put Hitler on the stream of pointing to the flat Earth map. Why do military strategists use geocentric maps? Why do airplanes? I'm not trolling right now. Google it. What's that called when it lands itself? Autopilot uses an azimuthal equidistant, which is the only map that is scientifically as is. I'm not crazy. I'm spitting. You're not spitting shit.
Okay.
You're not saying anything.
Well, then let me know
You're
when
not
you can
saying
tell me
anything.
why things that are more or less buoyant rise or fall. Let me know when you got an answer to that, okay?
Yeah, helium's a magical element that just defeats gravity. Lol.
Okay.
You don't need Stephen. Who's Mickelson Morley?
I don't know, some flat earther?
Didn't he disprove Earth's motion?
Nope, probably not.
Stephen, at what altitude can you see curvature? You saw it on a plane, right? That's what you said last time.
All the time.
What,
Let me
at
know
what
when you've got the explanation for the buoyancy shit. Just let me know, okay? And then you're good. You win the whole conversation at that point. Just let me know when you got that for me, okay, buddy?
There's a reason why everyone thinks these debates are so intense between us, because it's the first time you see a smart person like Steve suffocating
Yeah?
to the truth.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not a smart guy, but the truth defends itself. 8 inches per mile square curvature calculations. You're supposed to see curvature at 70,000 feet in altitude. Unless it's a fisheye lens warping the horizon, which comes from the word horizontal, you have never seen a curved Earth. It's in your head, like Santa Claus, like Mars rover, like Pluto, like all those gas giants you worship since pagan times when you sacrificed babies. Okay? Like, let me tell you something, man. if you zoom into planets with a telescope, planets that come from the word when Steven's like, planet comes from the word wanderer, from wandering stars, Steve, because they're wandering stars with a different orbit. They're not burning balls of gas in an electromagnetic universe. Read Freemasonic literature. They don't believe in burning balls of gas. They talk about what Tesla talked about everything being realm, vibration, resonance, and frequency. That when you figure out the chord of nature, you figure out your reality. And some of it does get a little evil, but you really think like I memorized this? I didn't memorize this. This was profound.
Cool.
This was a.
What are you up to, Dan? Okay, we're good. What's up,
I
Dan?
win.
Look, Chad
win.
is blaming me for this. This is not my fault. John brought this shit up, so don't put it on me, all right?
All right.
Well, I just wanted
I'm gonna get rid of Zherka and Zonia for now. Thanks for stopping by,
See you
guys.
guys.
destroyed. Zonia,
All right,
I just
Zherka.
did.
Zherka, she's not in here. And Zherka, if you talk shit about me on Twitter again, I will fucking dedicate my life to trying to ruin you. You understand?
Did I?
You ever
What did I say?
said that I was
Dan, what did I say
fucking
about-
post a photo of me, my avatar, my face on your Twitter, and you say
Oh,
that I
shit.
am fucking boring? You go delete
my-
that fucking tweet, Zherka. That is some fucked up shit.
No,
bro.
I only did that to get unmuted.
I can't believe you would do me like this, bro. That is fucked up, Zherka.
Okay, here. Do you want to, Dan? Can I get a quote from you before you go?
On what? What do you want to quote on?
Is ass eating gay? If I get my ass ate.
It's gay. No, it's not gay. I mean, by another dude, it's gay.
What if I wore a dress in a room, like a tutu dress? Is that gay?
Well, then you're a little gay.
So if I wear a dress, it's gay. But if I get my ass ate by a girl, it's straight.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Interesting.
That was one quote. You were trying to sneak multiple out of me, John.
Dan, do you get your ass ate?
Hey, that's another fucking quote you're trying to go for, Zherka. Who you think you're trying to fucking sneak out right here with this extra shit, bro?
It's not a quote. It's a yes or no.
No, man, your mom doesn't fucking do that anymore. Not for fucking months.
I just think it's gay.
We know.
Well, we know.
I like gays that are actually gay, but I don't like trending gays.
All right, Zherka, listen, we have to have serious... Abba, are you here? Abba? Please.
Did you just ask if Abba's here anymore?
Yeah, he's muted, though. Fuck. Oh, well, here, maybe I can do this. So, Zherka, I'm seeing a post here where you're shit-talking Abba. Abba trying to convince Destiny's community that it's not gay to have your ass ate, then admits that he enjoys it.
Yeah, and people are attacking me because they're like, it. In order for it to be gay, there has to be a man involved.
What are you watching there, Zherka? Sounded like a man's voice. Kind of gay to be watching a video of another dude. I mean, I wouldn't do that personally, but I get it if you like watching dudes.
It's your voice, Dan. It's the stream.
So you got a crush on me, bro?
You know, Dan.
John.
Dan, here's why you wouldn't be my type: is that you're too confident.
You don't know me at all. You know that song by Ben Folds?
Ben Folds, what the fuck?
Yeah. Different world, you know? So... Yeah. Jonathan, where are you living these days?
Los Angeles, satanic Los Angeles.
Okay, why are you out there? You know that's where, that's where they control everything.
Yeah, but it's only gonna take me 1 year to make LA straight again. Like, I'm really good at this shit.
Okay, well, John,
Wait, why are you leaving, Dan? I have no more content. Like, I'm
trying to get you out too, but you're not as graceful as Zonia. You're the opposite of that.
No, I want Destiny to kick us.
I'm not kicking Dan.
Yeah, you can get kicked though.
Yeah, why haven't I been kicked yet?
All right, John. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you again next time.
Twitter.com/Zherka official, Twitter.com, and you're all gay. You're all gay.
Okay. Well, it is a different world. I feel like this shit is different now. You know, is it rolling back a little bit or no? I'm getting that feeling like a little bit, but maybe wrong.
What, all
maybe
the
I'm wrong.
SJW shit?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just. Yeah, I don't know.